Hello everybody and welcome back to the Terra Italica, our bigger-ish map that we've been playing with some Lamborghini tractors and one big old New Holland. And today we're going to work on getting the corn into the ground. Oh, better do the right tool here. We're just gonna do a couple quick laps with the Lamborghini here, and then we're gonna let the worker go to town. This is a bigger field, and the planter is a decent size, but still on the smaller end of the spectrum. But it should all be good. If you guys remember the last time we were here, went through, plowed everything, and set the worker loose with the cultivator, and that got it pretty well sorted. Honestly, it was doing pretty good. Only had to clean up just a very little amount, so didn't take too long. I done all that off camera and got it done. Probably took me 10 minutes. Oh, and I don't know why I've got the yawns today. Just not a very... I don't know, I'm not being very energetic today. Yeah, we'll do 2 laps here, and then we're going to let our worker go to town, and hopefully they can get it figured out. I do have a video coming on making the workers work better, because I don't personally enjoy the AI extension mod. It's nothing against the mod itself. I don't know. I seem to have more trouble with it than I probably should. There's probably something that I'm missing, you know, that's like blatantly obvious or something. But for me, please go in reverse. There we go. For me, I just have trouble with it. I think I'm just used to the stock workers now, and you know how they behave, and I do a pretty decent job on getting them set up most of the time. Now it isn't 100%, but you know, I think they work pretty good for me most of the time. I really can't complain. You know, I always have that one idiot worker, but I think everybody has those. But yeah, I'll be putting out a video on tips and tricks for your worker to get them to work in odd fields, and it's pretty decent, except for you end up using a little bit more money than what you should. I mean, gotta be a trade-off somewhere, right? So hopefully this one field here will present us with enough corn for a year or so worth of corn for our pigs, because our pigs require corn year-round to stay productive, and we want them very productive. That way they're porking away and making us all kinds of fun offspring to sell, so we can make some money. That, and they generate slurry and manure, which we can use, which will cut costs. So it's just a nice circle of things that we need to get done. So the one tip I can give you right off the bat is, if you have a trailed implement like this is, it's not a semi-floating or attached implement, you want to do headlands that are the length of the tractor and the implement, and about times and half that. So, you know, 3 headlands is normally enough. This is a 6-meter tool, I do believe. So our whole deal here is about 10 meters long. So we need 3 headlands. I think the biggest thing you have to remember when you're working with a worker is you can't just hit H and expect them to do everything. You have to do a little bit of homework, and you're going to have to clean up before and after them. So definitely cutting in your headlands first is a major step in helping the worker out because it defines field boundaries for them, okay? And it also gives them a place to turn around so you won't end up hitting walls or running out of room. So the way, I mean, I could be totally wrong with how a worker sees things, but in my experience, it's like they see everything at a point. Instead of a line or a box in front of them, they don't see objects, they see it as a single point from the driver's head, extending out to the front of the tractor. So if you have a telephone pole or something to the left and the right, they're going to hit it because they can't see it, if that makes any kind of sense to you. So you want to give enough room for your worker to be able to see the end of the field and be able to turn around in it. The next biggest thing is try to set them up. If you have a very, very complicated field, and this is something I'm going to go over, you want them to be on the straightest but shortest route, if that makes some kind of sense. So if you have like a very, very odd shaped field and you were to work them the long way, like let's say the field of the triangle, and you go from one side of the triangle to the other, it won't work that well. There's going to be like a lot missed or something. But if you go short side, let's say you just start at one of the points, okay, so you do 3 headlands out from the point and have them work left and right of the field instead of up and down the field, then they can figure that out better, but it takes more time because you're simply making straight lines. So you think of it as a printer printing. A printer printing doesn't print a circle, it prints lots of little lines to make a circle. So that's how I think about them whenever I set them up. Okay, so now we're going to get our workers set up. So we're driving in this direction. And what we want to do is have an overhang onto the side that you've already done. Okay. That way, whenever we start them here in just a second, you're not going to have a lot of wasted field. Okay, because the worker only goes straight. It doesn't turn or anything like that. So let's go ahead and hit H. Now it's going to go ahead and cut off here. So we're going to have a little piece that we're going to have to get cleaned up whenever it's done. Not a big deal. It's only a little sliver. But the worker should go down here and turn to the left because it sees the field on the right being done. But if the gap's too wide, it's going to want to turn to the right. So all you want to do, you wait until it gets to the end of the line. If it wants to go right, just stop it, put it back on the left side, and hit it again. And it should take off. So we'll let them go, and we'll check back up on them later. I'm sure we'll have some stuff to clean up over here, mainly in this corner. It may not reach the end, but let's face it, that's a lot of field for that worker to do, so I don't mind cleaning up a little bit. Okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we need the skinny Lambo. I moved everything around, by the way. So everything's pretty much got a home except for the things that won't fit. They put the harvester over there with the semi. And we are going to use the auto-loading trailer on this map. I know some people don't like it, but we're going to have so much stuff that we have to move all the time that I couldn't see doing it without it. I would spend half my day with the telehandler. Now I know this field is not ready to cut, but we're going to go ahead and cut it anyway, because we're going to plow all of this in. Because if we don't, we're not going to have enough money. That is my biggest fear. I want to make some progress on this map at a decent pace. So I think this will be our best bet, is to make this a one big field. We own, what is this, 42 and 23. I know it seems awful early to be cutting in new fields, but for what I want to do here, it's going to be needed. Because we require a lot of money. Plus we own 41 already. So I don't think we'll need as much grass as what's been given to us. Even though there are no public lands for cutting. But we have like all this excess here, so it's fine. It'll be okay. Okay, I know this setup looks kind of goofy, and it'll work better on the bigger tractor, but this is so much easier to steer. And if the bigger Lamborghini will turn around, then like the driver's seat can turn, then it'll be even better. Because I don't think I'll miss as much like this. Okay, so I just got the notification that our worker thinks it's done, which I find highly amusing. So yeah, we're gonna go see about that. It's more than likely not done. So we just got done over here, and we know we're done because we're human beings. We're just gonna stash this. I've been on the brakes since we hit the hill, but we have a 2-ton weight on the back as well, or whatever 2,400 kilograms is in American. I figure it's a lot more than 2 tons. Probably 3 ton maybe. Okay, let's take a drive over there. We've got to pick up our tedder anyway. We're not just going to do grass bales. We're going to do hay bales. So, how much a wager is done? About half? And why do we think that they stopped? Those are the 2 biggest questions. Ah, they stopped because they've hit a corner. Okay. Pretty easy for us to figure out. Stickers are all wonky. If we set them up on this edge, just like so, that's pretty well lined up, isn't it? See what they do. Okay, remember they were going this way. So they've come down here and they can't see this coming from that away, so they think the job's done. So what I'm hoping is this worker turns around and stops right here and then turns back around and goes that way. Because their line of sight should probably end right about there for the field. Hopefully. If not, I could take and put a bar across and finish this off myself. But we'll see what they do, and we'll go from there. Okay. So they stopped again, so what we need to do is put this little crossbar here. We'll get them started on this side again. Now just remember, I mean, we're working in a field shaped like that. So, you know, you're going to have to babysit your workers every once in a while, guys. It's just how it is. But they're doing a lot more work than what we're doing, so I can't even be mad. You know what I mean? Okay, where is our tedder? Right here it is. I figured that this requires a PTO shaft. Yes, it does. I figure that this tractor is powerful enough for everything I want to do with it today. But you know, if we end up with the extra money, we can always buy a second medium-sized tractor, because I figure at some point we're going to need it, because we're going to be expanding so much. Oh. Boy, that thing's just wobbly. I had a couple people ask me why I picked the T9 over something else, like basically anything else, and why I went with an articulated tractor. The main reason is the tightness of the fields. Like, when we move into field, let's say 10, okay, we were by there the other day, it's on a hill, there's no place to really turn around. We can just cut the articulated and basically spin in place. So it was either an articulated tractor or a like tank track tractor, like a tank, like the Challengers. And I don't really have good luck with those, and I think that they're a little bit overkill. You can get that one to like 800 horse. We don't need that. We definitely don't need nothing like that. So I kind of split the middle. And hopefully that is a good enough explanation. So our worker has stopped again. So that means we're going to have to take care of it the old-fashioned way and send him on the short routes. So instead of up and down, we'll send him left to right. Okay, fold up our tether and head back over that way. Okay. Try that one more time. Park our tether up right here. Should be good enough. And we'll grab the windrower. Okay, so this says it requires only 120 horsepower. Now let's see how true that is. It's a big old wide thing. I mean, I know I've used it before, but I don't know, it just looks very big on this tractor. What I'm hoping for is about 4 square bales out of the Heston baler. So I know that's a big stretch. That's 24,000 liters, right? Or 6,000 liter bales, if my thinking is correct. But I think that we've got enough here. I don't know if I'm coming down with something again or what. I just have not felt myself the past few days. Just don't have the energy. Very weird. Because normally I'm like 9 million miles an hour in a video, but past couple days I've just been very, I guess blah would be the word. Now the only reason that we're doing these for right now is so that we know for a fact that we have enough hay, because it only grows over a few days with seasons on. Oh, there's a giant rock there. Well, that was not a kosher idea. So we can't really, you know, just wait a day, go out, cut grass. And we're going to go ahead and tear up this field anyway. And probably plant something very, very valuable here, like I mentioned earlier. That way we can get productivity going. because I don't want this to be a very slow series. I want it to be turning up some money. And right now all we've done is spend money. So we're going to have to work on that a little bit. We need to be on the opposite side. We need to be on the black. Now we'll have to use the Heston baler with the T9. Because this will not power it. I mean, it could probably power it, but we'd be going half a mile an hour. Alright, one last little part. So, in just today's time frame, we spent almost $2,000 on worker fees. Is it worth it? I don't know. It should be. We're getting a lot done. But still, that's a big old chunk of change. Here's where I parked the T9. Okay, he's gonna take forever, so I'm just going to do this swipe here. Like I said, I mean, you have to watch him, but he got most of the field by himself. I mean, he would have got that last bit too, but it was over what I would say the payment is for. And we can simply zip in there and do the last little bits. I mean, $2,000 isn't that bad when I actually sit down and think about it either. So we had them cultivate this field. They planted that field. Or no, plowed it, and then we planted it. And then they're planting the majority of this field. So, I mean, it's not bad. I wish the worker wages were a little bit more realistic. You know, went by the actual minute instead of every couple of seconds, because it's, I mean, well, I mean, yes and no. If you're playing in real time, I can kind of see it, but I don't know, it's just, it's weird. Like, they get paid so much money because we're not even in hour 3 of this series, and you made $2,000 in 3 hours? It's like, come on, really? And I know it's for balance reasons. I'm not, you know, harping down that route or anything like that, because Lord knows I complain enough about the balance in this game. But at the same time, it's like, really? Alright, so our last job for the day is going to be baling them big old bales. Where's my baler? Oh, put it over here. I was starting to get a little worried. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've ever used the Heston baler on any of my series. So this is going to be interesting. Like I say, I'm hoping for 4 bales. It's probably not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen if I miss all that stuff, is it? Okay, so 1 done. Oh no, it's doing pretty good. Filling up pretty quick. Or not even full-length grass. Oh yeah, we've got it. Or at least I think we do, because this bale 3, we're working on 4. There's 4. We get 5. No, we definitely can't get 5. That one's not going to happen. Or is it? We only need 1,300 more liters. No, not enough here. We were close though. So let's go ahead and unload this, or we can shut it down and unload everything. Oh, is that all? Okay. Go ahead and close it up. Okay, I'm just going to park up right here. And we're going to hop in our... I think it should be a man. I think it's a man. It is. And we'll go ahead and set this thing up. So, not big bells. Not those. Maybe it is big bells. Now I know this seems like cheating, but trust me, whenever we start doing as much as what we need to do, this is going to be an absolute godsend. What? Although the man feels kind of flighty. Being very weird. There we go. So, that was our very, very long day. But I think we got a lot done. Let's now realize that the sheep and the chickens share the same yard. Unless I noticed it before and I just didn't really care until now. They don't need any of this right now. This is for storage for later. Because the last thing I want to do is run out of bales. Good enough for government work. Huh. Alright. So that is going to do it for today. Tomorrow will actually be, it will be the third day of spring. Because we have everything in the ground that we needed to have. And yeah, I think that that's a good thing to be. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Everybody have a wonderful day.